and welcome to UPVC Spares for Repairs. We've had a number of people who have had difficulty in identifying the types of espagnolettes that they need to purchase for their locking window. Espagnolettes are designed to fit into window frames through a slot that usually goes in behind the handle. The difference between certain espagnolettes, once you've removed them, is that, for instance, this one and this one are what we call offset, which means that they don't sit central to the rail that they are sitting upon. This one has sliders which are affixed to the window, which allows the espagnolette to move along the slider. This one is what we call a U-track, for an obvious reason, the letter U. This one also is offset. This one is an inline espagnolette, in that it is central to the faceplate and that you can put the screws in from either side. This one normally has the screws fitted from this side, which allows this section here to pull in against the profile where the hole was cut through to allow this to enter into the opening sash part of the window. There are differences between these two parts. They look the same from the top. However, when we turn them over, we can see that this one is what we call a mushroom cam and this one is what we call a roller cam. So there are differences between espagnolettes in terms of the actual lugs that fit into the striker plates. There's another variation on the types of locking devices. This one has shooting bolts which come out of these small boxes at the side. So you can see how they operate. I'll introduce this one now because this one is also a U-track, but this is what we call the slim line. It is narrower than the larger version. If it wasn't complicated enough to be able to identify exactly which part you require, the other dimension that's important is what we call the backset dimension. This dimension is from the front of the faceplate to the centre of the square or the centre of the screw centre where the anchor screws go in. They all vary in dimension. Here we've got 22mm backset. This one is 25mm. Here we've got one that's 20, 22 through to 22, and finally at this end 19mm backset. So it's important to look for the stamp on the side of the part that you're trying to replace, or alternatively simply get a tape measure to verify that dimension and measure from the front of the faceplate to the centre of the screw hole. Each window will take a different size espagnolette in its length, so it's important to measure that dimension along the bottom or along the side of the window to identify the length of the espagnolette that you require. These are what we call single espagnolettes. However, there are other versions available where the centre box is separate to the extending arms, but you'll see that on another part of our website.